Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Yes. All right. I can hear me now. Welcome into the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim show. I am your host, Colby Sapp. I know you're supposed to act like technical difficulties didn't happen to start this thing off.
They did.
But I'm not professional, so that's how it works. This is the show you chose to download. Congratulations to you. Or maybe you just chose to watch it live. Either way, in order to interact with us before I throw it to IndyCar to ask him how he is, you need to be aware, as it would be, of the fan stream text line, which is 214-937-0569. Lock that into your phone so you can communicate with us at any time. This is especially for all you folks that are downloading this. That way, if you have things you wanted us to comment on, we can see it, and we can comment on future podcasts with that. So use that tool if you want to communicate with us. If not, and you're watching us via YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, anything like that, then of course they have the ability to comment there all by yourself with their little tools right there. So speaking of little tools, is what Johnny Gerber has told me about. Hi, Tim. How's it going?
It's pretty big, Colby. I'm not going to lie.
You are already. You've started this thing off with a lie.
Girls just can't handle it, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know how it is.
Right, that's the reason why you switched to guys.
First of all, gross.
What happened?
That was him, sir. I mean,
I like other guys.
See?
Yeah, but you've said it too.
I've never said that.
Just because you're in control of the drops, I guess.
I don't know what you're talking about. I do have to point something out to someone, though. To a lot of people who apparently don't understand what a text line means. You can text it and you can call it, but no one's going to answer it when you call it. Right. Even if it's live during the show, we're not going to answer. We don't take calls on the show. So please text. We get calls like randomly throughout the night, or throughout the day. People calling it, but they're not texting it. Who I guess they're pissed off and they want to talk to me or something.
Okay. Now,
so don't try to call it. Just text it 214-937-0569.
You can't. Do we have voicemail service with it?
We do.
Could they leave us a voicemail?
They could if they wanted to. Nobody's done it yet.
Well, all right. Then if you call it, leave us a voicemail. If it's
we can play it on the air.
Maybe we'll play it. That'd be cool. Today's Memorial Day. And because we don't have Big Red here to talk about what Memorial Day is all about, this, of course, is the time to be honoring those that have fallen in the line of duty, defending and protecting this country. And that's what it's about. And I wanted to get that out of the way first before I got into the other thing that Memorial Day for us sports fans is about. It's when you are supposed to know what your current baseball team is. And Tim, it's Memorial Day and first place Texas Rangers.
Man, first place Texas Rangers indeed.
Woo!
And not by a little bit, Colby. And I don't know if you've been watching baseball or if you're just watching the standings. But dude, things are going quite well as they blanked the Tigers today, 5-0 behind Nathan Eovaldi.
And they walked into that Baltimore, which was supposed to be one of those things that you're supposed to be able to set and kind of like a litmus test.
A little bit
of a litmus test. And you took 2 or 3 from that surging and one of the good teams out of all of them over there that are in that AL East. You went in there and took 2 or 3 from them.
Baltimore's only 4 games. Well, when they started the series, they were only 2 games back at Tampa Bay.
Right.
And we all know how Tampa Bay started the season. They've cooled off a little bit. But Baltimore's second in the AL East. Just 4 games back. And they're at 34-20. They're a quality American League opponent. And you took 2 out of 3 in Baltimore. You made a statement.
That is super amazing. So I did want to point that out Well, Memorial Day reasons, because again, we are all told that you don't know, the only time to start judging your team in baseball is after Memorial Day. Well, we've made it to Memorial Day and look at what this team is. And I think we're finding out that we have a really good team. So
the Rangers are tied for the second most wins in the majors at 34, tied with Baltimore, by the way. Tampa now, their win total is a little bit more within reach after they start like 15-0 or something.
Yes.
They're at 39-17. They have the most wins. We're just 5 behind them, tied for, like I said, with Baltimore for the second most wins. Not in the American League, in the majors with 34 wins.
And just if you were to do any Nostradamus, like, being a prophet or a sports prophet, if you're trying to look ahead, you got to remember that the East is going to play a lot of itself still going on, and every team in there is good. They do not have an Oakland A's in their division. So because of that, you're going to look at some of those records kind of being less than what probably that team actually is.
Mm-hmm.
So your chances of getting that and holding on to it are pretty good if you stay at the same rate that you're going right now, that being the Texas Rangers. We'll see, of course, the next big thing is to see if they acquire anybody before the trade deadline. I'm hoping that they kind of bolster that bullpen, because that's really the only thing that any Texas Rangers fan has room to gripe about.
Yep.
So,
and interestingly, a couple of other interesting stats for you. If you take the entire league, put them all in one division, Texas in second place behind the Rays. Baltimore right behind them, half a game back. The top, Colby, in the top teams, of course, are in the East and in the Central, or the West, with Texas and Tampa Bay, and then Baltimore there. Houston right behind the Rangers. So the Rangers are one of only 2 teams left in the entire major leagues with less than 20 losses. They're sitting at 19, of course. Tampa Bay at 17. Texas handed Baltimore their 20th loss. So just 2 teams left with less than 20 wins. Something I wanted to point out about Oakland, of course, because I'm a box score watcher.
Okay.
I love reading box scores every single day. I've been doing it my entire life, when I used to have to steal the sports page from my dad's paper to read the box scores the next day. And the Oakland A's, who by the way will become the Las Vegas A's very shortly.
Right.
10-45.
I already hate them more now.
10-45. 25 games back of the Rangers. All right, this is May. This is the end of May. We're 2 months into this thing. And after 55 games, the Oakland A's have a .182 win percentage. I have never seen a win percentage this deep into a season below 200. And that I looked at that. I'm like, okay, I got to do this math myself. There's no way that's right. Colby, they're at 182 win percentage, and it's ridiculous here as we're about to hit June.
That's gross. I mean, that's going to,
it's funny.
Try and lock you in some more draft picks, because that's what they're going to need, right?
Billy Beane.
Yep. Billy Beane it all over the place. In other news, if you were scouring Facebook or something along that lines, and you saw me post up what we have now been told is pretty much true, that it was leaked who was going to be the Fantastic Four coming up in the MCU. And this is something that I've been supremely interested in, not just because of the Mystery Shotgun podcast, but this is in Marvel, this is your first family.
Mm-hmm.
This is the basis of a lot of things that happen throughout the MCU involves the Fantastic Four. So after Disney acquired the Fantastic Four from Sony, things were going to get better, because the Fantastic Four was the last people that did that movie weren't under contract, which is unlike the X-Men, which you won't see new X-Men until 2026 because their contracts end in 2025.
Right.
So this is our first shot at seeing what the MCU can create. And per my time to shine, hello. And you're like, huh? By the way, just so you know, after she tweeted this out, Forbes wrote an article about it.
Mhm.
So that's how locked in
That's how big it is. Yeah.
this is. Your Fantastic Four go as followed, according to my time to shine, hello. Adam Driver, who we said was going to more than likely be Reed Richards. That is Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards. Margot Robbie is Sue Storm. Paul Mescal, not familiar with a lot of his work, but that's Johnny Storm. And David Diggs as Ben Grimm, which you've probably heard David Diggs if you've heard any or you watched any, anime or anything like that. He's been in a few things where he's been the voice actor for. So him being the voice actor for the Thing, totally in on that. In fact, love it. I'm not familiar with Paul Mescal, but those guys are your Fantastic Four. And this is going to be a darker Fantastic Four than what we're used to. With Adam Driver, Margot Robbie, or Robbie, however you want to say it. And of course, David Diggs playing the Thing, Ben Grimm. This is going to be, like I said, a darker Fantastic Four, which I'm down for. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I've just never been a fan of that. I don't know. I didn't read the comics, but of course, cartoons were a big thing growing up, and I was just never a fan. They were always like an afterthought to me.
Okay.
I haven't been a fan of any of the movies that they've had, so I welcome a darker version of this. I might be in.
The first Fantastic Four movie, not the second one with Rise of the Silver Surfer, but the first one was okay. The only thing they really messed up on that was not members of the Fantastic Four. It was Victor Von Doom. They just made him underpowered. And they did that again really badly in the whatever the hell that 2015 version was, where Thing looked like somebody was playing a futuristic version of Asteroids and they just glued it all together to make Ben Grimm.
I have to look this up.
You need to see it. It's just a rock collection. He's a mobile rock collection, which, I mean, in theory is a pretty good idea, but it just didn't go well on the silver screen. So we'll see what they do with that. But that is.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
And I wondered how they were going to handle with him looking like that when Ben Grimm meets up with his blind girlfriend that ends up being his wife.
Is that a thing in the universe?
That's a thing in the comic books, yes.
And she's blind.
She's blind.
She'd have to be, right?
Well,
how do they do it?
I mean,
do you have a rock hard thing? I don't get it.
Permanently. Permanently. It's made of rocks. I mean,
men take it better.
Well, you know what? If things are happening with Ben Grimm and his blind girlfriend, I'm going to say she takes it probably better than because she survives.
Big Red likes penis.
Well,
he likes it rock hard.
There you go. So
could they procreate?
You know what?
Hypothetically speaking,
I've never seen a comic book break down what Ben Grimm's splooge looks like or is made out of.
Splooge. Mark. I just want that one word, splooge.
I mean, is he just firing like pebbles? Is it like a shotgun blast?
Just like in every direction?
Right. Just, I mean, each one of his little guys is just a little piece of rock.
Yeah, are they just little pebbles?
Right.
Or are they actual splooge?
I don't know.
Poor son's never going to come back to this.
He's not.
Again.
He's not.
He's listening in the green room in there.
Yeah. Well, I've already started corrupting him during the pre-show meeting.
You were corrupting him with good music, though.
Yeah, I was educating him just a little bit.
Well, somebody's got to, because good God.
So
is this so let me clarify to make sure this is the one you're talking about as we put it on the screen here.
Okay.
Is that the right one?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's a little off.
It's a little off.
Huh.
I mean, to say that the earlier version got Ben Grimm better than in my book, they did a better version in the poorly CGI'd Fantastic Four version than that was. I couldn't wrap my I couldn't wrap my brain around that. The other thing that we have happening, by the way, right now, which in case you wonder, we will be a distracted podcast as the Dallas Stars are playing that game 6, and it's just now about to start. So,
by the way, Stars are favored tonight if you're a betting individual.
I mean, it's at home, dude.
At -130.
It's at home. And I'll say this before it starts and before it gets going, man, if they get this win and stretch it to a game 7, then that game 3 debacle has been expunged for me.
All is forgiven.
All is forgiven. So,
I mean, because they've certainly played with a different attitude and played with a purpose these last 2 games. And I just wonder where any of this was in game 3. I don't get it. It's like a different team.
I mean, I understand some of it because you fell down and then, double penalty, the 5-minute major, whatever. And then you gave up another one and then you went deflated.
Right.
So I get it. I don't understand it, but I get it, which is weird to say because that kind of means the same thing, but
a little bit.
You should follow me and understand that I have conversations like this all the time in the car by myself, and these things make sense in my head. So there is, of course, that. Hey, Tim.
Hey, Colby.
What the day is it? What day is it?
What the day is it?
What the day is it?
Colby, today, as you mentioned at the beginning of the show, is Memorial Day.
It is.
And you brought out exactly why. It's we like to have fun. We like to celebrate Memorial Day, and it's a time, it's the unofficial start of summer. Kids are out of school now. It's a time for getting with friends and family, drinking some beer, whatever your spirit of choice is, barbecuing, going to the lake, the beach, whatever it is that you do, have fun with it. But let's not forget the actual reason behind it. And let's not forget all of our fallen soldiers around the world who gave the ultimate sacrifice so that we could do all of those things this weekend and other weekends as well.
And when people say that, and you just said it very eloquently, but you need to really think about what you're saying when you say it. And when you're there and somebody says that, realize that other person, that soldier, could have been there right beside you, had a life, and been ticking along and heard those same words, but wasn't so that you could be there, but wasn't to protect and serve this nation. They're no longer here. Let that sink in. We sometimes pass over too quickly that, they died in service or fallen soldiers. Just know that while your eyes are open, theirs aren't. Just let that sink in. And why they did it was because they believed in this country. And so a lot of times, not to get into too much, they may not have believed in exactly what they were doing with that armed force right then, but they were doing it for this country and for you. So remember that when you say those words, because that's a lot bigger than just the words said. So
well said, Colby. And while you guys are all out drinking, maybe raise a toast to all of them with whoever you're with.
Damn right.
Colby is also learn about composting day.
They shouldn't have that on. I mean, there's that they shouldn't have that.
Shouldn't that be every day?
Right?
I know it's kind of misplaced, right?
In fact, I'm going to be irritated with every.
Well, but Memorial Day isn't on the same day of the month every year, so it's going to have some crossover with some other stuff.
Okay.
Oh, we're already down. That was your script's coming true, Colby.
Yeah, script's coming true. Is get down early and then chase, and then we'll beat the F out of these guys in the third. Go ahead.
It is also End of the Middle Ages Day, where we celebrate innovation, culture, and enlightenment.
I wanted to put the microphone through my head. That's a day?
It's a day. How about Mount Everest Day?
I mean, okay, the mountain gets a day. All right, cool.
Why? It's also National Alligator Day. If you're an alligator, yay for you.
Congratulations. It's your day.
It's your day. It's National Edison Day. No, Not the inventor. People named Edison, like for a first name. You know, we have National John Day or whatever. Today is National Edison Day. People with a first name Edison.
So, okay, so say your name is Edison, and it's National Edison Day. Can you use that as a reason to not go to work?
Should be able to. It's a national holiday.
Yeah.
Especially if you work for a bank or something.
Can you imagine that call to your boss? You're like, hey, I'm not coming in today. Okay.
It's my day.
It's why? It's my day. What? Yeah, no, it's National Colby Day.
Huh.
No, it's a thing. So everybody named Colby
Gets off work.
Go look it up. It's a national. Can you imagine that argument? That would be amazing. I want that argument.
It's also National Biscuit Day in the UK, but we call them cookies.
This is true.
Still understand their language over there.
That's just
So
different.
weird. It's National Paperclip Day.
Okay, that's gone too far.
The paperclip in various forms, shapes, and sizes has been around for a little under 2 centuries.
It's gone. That's gone too far.
I thought I invented the paperclip. How about National Snail Day?
Escargot.
Escargot. Love me some escargot.
I actually want to. I really want to develop a business that rents cars, and it's called Escargot.
2 more here. This one is curious, but apparently I've never heard this before. It is National Put a Pillow on Top of Your Fridge Day.
Oh, so that'd be a warm pillow. Wouldn't you put it in the fridge?
Well, it says putting a pillow on top of your fridge is meant to bring you prosperity and good fortune.
I've never done that. Maybe that's the reason why I don't have prosperity and or fortune.
I'm missing out. I'm doing that as soon as I get home.
Exactly.
Put a pillow on top of my fridge.
It's going to be somebody else's pillow because my pillow's not going to.
I'll just take one off the couch.
Right.
Like one that nobody used. Probably the dog peed on it. I'll put it up there. And finally, Colby, May 29th, World Digestive Health Day.
So this is the day that everybody celebrates pooping right.
I mean, pooping. I mean, is everybody supposed to take some Metamucil this morning?
You fiber up. It's National Digestive Health Day. So fiber up, everybody.
To help you poop, I guess.
That's right. Well, it's for regularity. It's to make you regular.
I guess, whatever it is. Let's send us to a quick break, and then we'll come back with good, bad, and ugly.
All right. Well, he said that. So we're going to go and come back. And when we do come back, it'll be time for me to go through the list of famous people that are born today and find out who's the good person, who's the bad person, and who's the ugly person. That's next on the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim Show.
Hello, sports fans. Fanstream Sports.
Hey, you like golf? There's a good chance you do because I said so. But what do you need playing golf? Well, you need clubs. Right? Clubs, you need balls. The thing that people don't usually think about is that golf bag. And that's what most people see when they look at your golf clubs, like right off the bat. And if you've got a raggedy bag, it's not doing you any favors, bud. So get you a new bag. Go over to orca-golf.com. Orca-golf.com. Why are you going there? You're going there because you want a golf bag, but you want one that's kind of screams you. So you want to pick the colors. Well, you can use your own custom colors. Maybe you have a logo in mind. Maybe it's your logo. You're like Prince. You just have a symbol. That's the case. Dude, you can get your logo on there. Your name, just get it done exactly like what you want it done. By actual designers. Nothing goes out of their factory without the approval of the founder, Erica Bennett, who is just brilliant. We've seen some of her bags. We've got one of them actually in the studio. You know what? Dude, it looks good. If you want other people to look at your golf setup and go, man, that just screams Frank. You want that? Then go over to orca-golf.com. Do yourself a favor and use the promo code DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. I'll say that again, DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. So do it today because Orca Golf is the best choice in the game.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, grip it, and sip it. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about Turf Life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? It means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to Turflife.club.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today, snag that window decal, or snag any other special Turf Life accessories, and go over there to that website, which is Turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new Fan Stream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you.
Now, more Fan Stream Sports.
Welcome back to the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim show right here on Fan Stream Sports. I'm IndyCarTim. That is Colby Sapp. It is a Monday, my dudes, and we're rocking and rolling. Now it's time for some celebrity birthdays with a little good, bad, and ugly, Colby.
That's right. I agree with the words that you said. And
That's a first.
And the throw to me for this segment of Good, Bad, and Ugly, where I look up all the people that are born today, find the people that I think are famous enough to make my list, and then offer them to you guys along with Tim and myself to decide who's the good person, who's the bad person, and who is the ugly person. And starting off today's list is 61-year-old Eric Davis. Baseball.
He was an A?
He was a red, right? For most of the career
Probably.
that I remember him as.
I remember him as an A.
I just remember he was one of the guys that had the stand-up tall swing.
Yeah.
And I was kind of infatuated with that. You don't even really care about that you made the strike zone as big as possible.
Yep.
You're just that badass of a player. You're like, you know what? I'm still going to be badass at this thing.
How about Reds, Dodgers, Tigers, Reds, A's, Orioles, Cardinals, Giants? He got around, Colby.
He did get around, but
as much as me.
Wow. Thank God.
I said almost.
No, I just watched a play happen that, thank God, it's the first time in a while that the goalie should be thanking the defenseman for being there. They have been out of place a lot of times in this hockey series, but that was good times. Speaking of players that I thought were going to be better than what they actually were, not Eric Davis. I think he was about as good as I thought he was. 47 years old today, Rafe LaFrance.
Wow. Dallas Maverick great.
We thought, right?
I almost forgot about Rafe LaFrance.
I did until I found out it was his birthday today.
Wow, really? Like, I completely forgot about him.
So his 15, 16 points that when he was with the Nuggets, we thought were going to transfer when he came over here, and they did.
Didn't quite work out.
So
Kansas, right?
I believe so, yes. I mean, he was a good college player, and he was good for the Nuggets, and we thought we were getting something, and we got a little.
Dude, he was here like 2 years or 1 year, right? He wasn't here very long.
No.
God.
Turning 37 years old today. Imagine, Tim, you pick a career for yourself that is physical and size by nature. That it would be pro wrestling. where like the bigger you are, the more everything you are, you have to be a big personality and just bigger than life individual. And then you go attack this with full unabandoned, but you're height challenged.
Score.
Hornswoggle turns 37 years old today.
Huh.
Damn it. Well, this could be bad. He is you would, if you were having a dwarf toss,
Is that his birth name?
no. If you were to have because his parents obviously just disliked him a lot because it's not a last name.
No.
But Hornswoggle made a big name for himself in the WWE for quite a bit. He was always the smaller virgin?
Small virgin?
Yeah, smaller
I like
version
those.
of wrestlers.
Gotcha.
So,
Colby, things are going south very quickly at the AAC.
I see that.
I'm not even really paying attention, but every time I look up, somebody's out of position defensively. There's a loose puck that nobody's going for. It's game 3 all over again.
This could be bad. Or this could be the wake-up call, and they end up coming back, and everything's good.
A lot of ice time left for all these guys.
There really is. Rebby Jackson is 73 years old today. One of the Jackson 5. That's really all she's got in her.
Reby. Yeah, it's pronounced Reby.
Wow.
She was never one of the Jackson 5.
Wasn't she?
She's a sister, but it was just the 5 brothers that were singing.
Okay.
But yeah, she's the oldest. She's Janet's oldest and LaToya's oldest sister.
Right. Which, by the way, LaToya Jackson's birthday is also today.
Really?
Yes. So there were birthdays so the Jackson parents got down about the same time for 2 kids in a row.
How old is LaToya?
She is 67.
Wow, really?
Yes, really.
Good God. We live in a world where LaToya Jackson is 67.
Are you amazed that she's 67 or that she got to 67? What are you amazed by?
I'm amazed that she's that old. I don't know. How old is Janet then? I wonder how old Janet Jackson is now.
I don't know.
I think she was the baby, though.
Maybe you should look that up, I guess.
Oh, we could just wait.
Okay. Her birthday will
It'll come around.
Yeah, sometime. If you want to, this makes me feel old. Turning 56 years old today. Noel Gallagher.
Oasis.
Yes.
The next Beatles.
Because of those 2 songs they had.
What's what they called themselves? I don't know. I'm not really into Oasis. We played a couple of their songs in the last band I was in,
Right.
And I liked those songs. I never liked any of their mainstream stuff.
What, Champagne Supernova wasn't one of the?
I hate that song.
There was a string for a little bit that any school talent show that we ended up going to or whatever, a band would be there and playing that particular song.
Yeah, everybody was playing it.
The opposite of Hornswoggle in every single way, including the fact that she's a female. She's Nia Jax made her name in the WWE, and she got there in a different route. She was a plus size model.
Ooh,
that ended up with a wrestling career because of one of their reality shows situations. So she had one for quite some time, went over with the crowd, but they never could figure out an exact placement for her, and she ended up out of the company. But
Colby,
it is her birthday today.
I think I'm in.
She is huge. Not just
tall too.
Yeah, tall.
Okay,
too.
well then I'm out. Never mind.
That would be
She's not unattractive.
That'd be a tough ladder to climb for Timm.
I could try.
His wife supposedly smells like Honey Nut Cheerios. It's Carmelo Anthony turns 39 years old today.
Wait, how old is Nia Jackson?
Nia Jackson's 39 as well.
And Carmelo's 39?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm out. I was never a Carmelo Anthony fan.
I was in college.
I didn't mind him at Syracuse.
I was in college, and then of course him with as they were called at the time because of the style of basketball they played. By some people, they were the Thuggets instead of the Nuggets, until that term kind of got blasted as you're a Timm if you use that a lot.
So stupid.
So, but
Yeah, I never liked Carmelo Anthony.
I was okay as long as they weren't playing the Mavericks.
He always seemed like a punk to me.
No, it wasn't that for me. It was that he was a black hole that no, seriously, like you throw the basketball over there and it would disappear.
You never see it for the rest of the game.
It'd never come back out.
That's exactly how he was in college, though.
Well, I mean, I can understand because of his talent, him doing that in college.
But not in the pros.
Right. So there's that. Mel B turns 48 years old today. Tim, you would know her as Scary
Spice. She's how old?
48.
Yeah, I probably still would, too.
Definitely.
She was cute, man.
She was.
She wasn't no Posh Spice. Wasn't Victoria Beckham.
Or sporty.
Or Sporty Spice. Or Baby Spice. Or Allspice.
Right.
Should have had one named All.
I just wanted them to have like an older chick show up. Just be Old Spice.
Old Spice. That's what they all are now.
That'd be hilarious.
You could all dress as Old Spice.
That's what they need because they have those crazy Old Spice commercials. Just have them show up as Old Spice.
Yeah.
And whatever smell that they put out there, I'm sure every man would want that on their bodies.
Here's a funny piece of useless Twitter trivia for you. The company KFC. You know this one?
I do know this one.
So they follows 7 people on Twitter with the name Herb.
Uh-huh.
And then they follow all 5 Spice Girls. Those are the only 12 people they follow, which means they follow 12 herbs and spices.
That's hilarious.
That is such a great bit.
That is a great bit. Of course, once you know the bit, then it's, but yeah, it's a great bit.
Oh, it's so great.
And finally, passed away in 1963.
Yikes.
But it's his birthday. It's John F. Kennedy.
1917, Colby.
Is when he was born.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And he was killed by the CIA in 1963.
According to your conspiracy theory.
George Bush killed him.
I don't think that's
one of them, man. That's one of the conspiracies.
I heard a comedian, I guess it was on Facebook Short or TikTok or something, and I forgot the comedian's name, but he just looks straight at the crowd and goes, I can understand, but you don't believe in any conspiracies? I can understand not believing in like all conspiracies.
Right.
But any conspiracies? So you're out here thinking that the government's being honest to us 100% all the time?
Yeah, that's.
And then
I don't know. I trust my government.
And then he put out the example. He's like, look, they're in charge of a whole lot of people, like millions and millions of people. I'm in charge of one son, and I lie to that dude all the time.
Lying to kids is fun.
So.
Yeah, and we have no Facebook birthdays, Colby.
Well, then there you go.
I'm not friends with anybody anymore.
Nobody wants to be Tim's friend.
So how many? Let's see. I had like about 1,900 friends on my old account.
Right.
I'm currently up to, Colby, is my Facebook update here as I'm trying to. Apparently I'm like a personality page, I guess. I don't know how I did that. So I don't have friends, but I have 224 followers.
Huh.
Fix that. I don't know how do you do that?
I don't know, but this just went really bad, really bad, really bad.
Oh, they scored again. You pull Ottinger? How many shots do they have? I wonder. Is this another 3 goals on 5 shots?
It's not great.
Oh, this is gonna. Oh, look at that! Everybody's out of position.
Yep.
That wasn't Ottinger's fault.
No, they left him all alone. Well,
all right. I may have to.
Maybe this is a microcosm of the whole series, and they just wanted to get down 3-0 to come back.
Or maybe it's all scripted.
Right.
The NHL is just like the NFL
and the NBA.
Yeah, everything but baseball. You can't script that.
I mean, you could
probably do
all the time.
Yeah. So no Facebook birthdays today, Colby.
All right.
Sorry, everybody.
So if you have your choices for good, bad, and the ugly, go ahead and throw them down via comments or just send us a text later. But Tim, who's your good, bad, and ugly?
Colby, my good is ask not. That's all I have.
What your country can do.
JFK.
Gotcha.
Because finally on November 22nd, 1963, JFK finally got it through his head. We didn't want him here in Dallas.
My goodness. Wow.
My bad. Man, I'm torn between two lovers. Feeling like a fool. Loving both of them is breaking all the rules. All right, I'm switching because I already wrote one down. I'm switching it on the fly, Colby. Carmelo Anthony is my bad.
Okay.
Wow. I had Rafe LaFrance. I switched it. And my ugly, there is one person on this that stands out more than anybody else as being ugly.
You looked up Hornswoggle?
I did not.
Okay.
Going based on everyone else that I already know what they look like. And I looked up Nia Jax. Colby, Noel Gallagher is one of the ugliest human beings I've ever seen on the planet.
Because of the Floby haircut?
He's just, maybe. I don't know. He's just ugly. I don't think he can sing. I think the other Gallagher brother can sing better. What's the other one? Noel and Liam.
Liam.
Oh, no, wait. Noel's the one I like. I got to take it back. He's not my ugly. I forgot. Yeah, Noel's the one I like. He's the one that can sing. No, he's not my ugly. His brother's one. I'm going to go ugly. LaToya Jackson. I mean, she was ugly when she was young. There's no way she got better looking, right?
Well, I mean, she did have that same things kind of done that Michael did with the nose and stuff.
Did she really?
Yeah.
God.
So,
you know what? I think I should look her up.
I mean, you probably should.
LaToya.
Don't look her up now.
Jackson. Oh, you know what?
Did you change your mind already again?
I mean, she's not attractive, but she kind of looks like what Michael would look like if he was still alive, I feel like. All right, LaToya is not my ugly.
Damn.
We're going to go with Hornswoggle.
That's a good safe bet.
I don't even know what he looks like, but I'm going with it.
That's a good safe bet. My good, it's Memorial Day, and he was president. You pretty much can't, can't really not do.
Technically, he died in the line of duty.
Yeah, John F. Kennedy. So I don't know why he felt that way about the Kennedys, but there you go.
All of them.
F all of them.
F Kennedys.
That's right. My bad is it's Noel Gallagher. Sorry.
That's fine.
Sorry. It's just they were supposed to be so like reset the whole music landscape, what MTV told me at the time, and they did not. And my ugly's got unlike you jumping off of the ship, I'm jumping on because after she did all the things to her face, I was like, oh, come on. And I got to go LaToya Jackson.
Yeah, she might look better now than she did. I mean, I'm not saying she looked good.
Right.
She might look better now. Colby, as we segue into the 7:45 sports report, is what I've named the segment. Of course, I reserved a lot of this for some stars talk. And boy, do we have more to talk about. Eh?
I don't know how much of this I want to talk about right now, but it's just bad.
Well, let's have some fun with it first, then, because Colby, a baseball announcer, is in trouble. Well, not in trouble. Let's just say he had a slip of the tongue. And not in a good way. That's
okay.
So see if you can figure out before he corrects himself what he might be trying to say right here.
We can't turn the we can't turn the clock back. I know it's after midnight. We can't turn the clock back and turn it back into the mid-'80s and put on a Whitey Herzog team.
Starts with Black Cock. Finishes with Whitey Herzog. That's what
we can't turn the we can't turn the clock back. I know it's after midnight. We can't turn the clock back and turn it back into the mid-'80s and put on a Whitey Herzog team.
Okay. You know what? I wasn't watching the video at first. The fact that I know that the announcer, now what he was looking at, what he couldn't find, turn the clock back.
You got all kinds of tongue twisted.
He did. And for those that haven't seen or couldn't see the video, maybe you downloaded this. The player that this camera was zooming in on, he's
Careful.
he's just, I mean, there's when black guys are dark and then they're really dark, ain't nothing wrong with it.
No.
I mean,
Just a skin tone.
it's just a skin tone, but this guy was really dark. And the announcer just couldn't find, I mean, he was just looking for turn back the clock.
Trying to turn back the clock.
And boy,
Somehow he went to something else. Right out of the gate. So, I mean, clearly not something he's in trouble over, but, we love when announcers misspeak, get tongue-tied.
I mean, maybe that wasn't what he was looking at. Maybe he just couldn't find words. But if he was looking at the same thing and that's what came out of his mouth, he might be trying to get that guy's number later.
Maybe he was looking at something on his phone, coming right out of a commercial break or something, and maybe he was perusing.
He was just like,
Wow.
And then he went from that to,
oh, that's epic. Casually sexting.
is it okay for me to keep casually sexting? I mean, he probably shouldn't be doing that while he's doing a baseball game.
No, he's just over there, working on his baseball game.
Poor guy.
Mm-hmm. Wishes he could turn back the clock.
I bet the Stars wish they could turn back the clock, Colby.
If I could turn back time.
I'd give it all to them.
That's right.
I don't see a lot of fight happening as the first period here draws to a close. 39 seconds left. Stars down 3-0 at home in Game 6, a must-win game for them to continue the series back in Vegas for a Game 7. Stars have had all the momentum the last two games.
And just gave it all up.
And they just gave it all up literally in a matter of like 10 minutes because this thing got ugly pretty early. And again, I'm not, doing a show here, but I can glance up from time to time. And every time I look up, they're in the Stars end of the ice in the Stars zone, defensive zone. And they're getting outmanned, out-hustled, outplayed. And it's just ugly to start. This period cannot end soon enough for the Stars. You got to wonder if Ottinger's, he has to come back. This is a must-win game. They're not going to put Wedgwood out there, right?
I wouldn't think so. And not unless you just lost faith. You've got to somehow pick everything up. You have to, in the second period, you've got to get a couple of goals. You got to go into the third, and you can't give up any. You've got to go into the third just looking for that last goal to tie it.
Yeah.
That's the way you have to do it. Now, I'd love to get all three of them in this next upcoming period and just tie it up and go, but
everybody in the studio right now are shaking their heads. Chris Chelios was shaking his head. PK Subban was just shaking his head back like, what the hell, Dallas? Like, what is going on? This isn't even a game.
This is pretty bad.
It's just embarrassing. I hope the fans don't start throwing crap on the ice again. Can't do that.
I mean, go ahead.
No.
I mean, they're not.
Throw things at each other.
That's fine, but if it ends up on the ice, I mean, obviously the Stars didn't get the message the last time. Or maybe they did. Maybe you need to throw it now.
You know what? You know what needs to happen? I just figured this out. I've been thinking about this for a while, but now I've come to this conclusion. They need to implode the AAC. That building is cursed.
But
haven't won a cup since they moved to the AAC.
Yeah, but you've won a basketball championship.
Yeah, but nobody cares about a basketball championship.
Oh, I did. I was super excited.
I mean, the soccer team FC Frisco, whatever they're called, could probably win it. It'd be more important. To the city.
Yeah, you've gone too far now.
FC North Plano.
That's still FC Dallas.
That high school stadium they play in over there.
FC Dallas that plays in Frisco. It's really weird.
That is, well, Arlington Cowboys.
That's true.
In Arlington Rangers. So yeah, this thing, by the way, I hate the AAC. I've hated it since the day they opened. I miss Reunion Arena. And I've been to a lot of hockey barns in my time up north, some really old ones.
Right.
And dude, Reunion Arena was one of my favorite places to watch a hockey game because the roof was so low. Of course, that's why they had to get rid of it. There were no, suites.
Right.
They built it about a year too late because suites just started becoming a thing like in 1980 when it opened. But dude, everything was so close to the ice. It was just amazing, man. You go to the AAC, I just feel like everything gets lost. I hate it.
So if you are tuning in now to us because you feel Stars defeated, we can't help you there, bud. We kind of feel Stars defeated as well.
Yeah.
Because I'm probably not going to be as distracted unless the Stars mount a comeback. So that's good for you guys listening. I won't be as distracted because this is not where this is bad. This is bad. This is not as bad. At least you haven't tried to kill another opponent or anything yet. Or
Not yet.
Nothing hit the ice, but
Hopefully Ben learned his lesson though.
yeah, maybe send somebody else to do that. This is when hockey needs goons.
Man.
They need to bring back the goon.
Where's Brent Severin when you need him?
That'd be nice.
Where's Matthew Barnaby when you need him?
Mm-hmm.
Shane Churla. I mean, let's go way back,
This is all names that I haven't heard in quite some time.
This is Shane Churla of the Dallas Stars.
What I do is I go out there and I rough people up.
I still remember like when they first moved here, you had Shane Churler who wore number 27. You had Kevin Hatcher, Darian's brother, that wore number 4.
Right.
And they used to do TV commercials for Stars broadcasts because they were on Channel 4 and Channel 27. And they'd stand there in their full hockey garb, like in the middle of a TV broadcast studio. This is Shane Churl of the Dallas Stars. He had the weirdest accent. But
You
it's
think
those
all
guys.
accents are weird?
I love Canadian accents, but his was just, he just talked weird. Like he didn't have teeth.
Well, did he have teeth?
No.
Okay. Well, then there you go.
He still talked weird.
I mean, well, it's hard to do things when you don't have teeth.
There's a couple of things you can do pretty good.
Well,
I mean, not me, but
that's what they call gummy bears.
I had one of those last night.
Did it have weed in it?
Yeah.
I like how you stumbled like, should I? I did.
I told everybody I'd tell the story today, and maybe we'll get to it at the 825 segment. By the way, I'm renaming the 825 segment. Not for tonight. I'm talking about in perpetuity.
Okay.
The 825 segment will now from henceforth be known as What's in Tim's Beard. And it's going to be a editorial by me.
Huh.
At least once a week. May not do both, but yeah, I got some thoughts that I need to get out, Colby.
Wow. I didn't ever think you actually thought about a whole lot of anything.
Think about a lot of things. Like,
why
do we park on a driveway and drive on a parkway?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a bunch of those. There's a bunch of those things.
So yeah, but not tonight. Tonight we've got Indy 500 talk and then some Paige Spiranac talk.
Huh.
Oh, because she's right. She's complaining about something and she's right. We have to talk about it.
Oh, that's amazing.
I have to talk about it, eh?
Now, if you're wondering why we're doing what we're doing is because we actually had a question to ask everybody if the Stars are on the comeback. And right now we don't even feel like actually dipping into that. So what we're going to do is we're going to quickly segue, which means I get to tell you what's going to be coming up on the next hour. And then we're going to get to it as we do have a list this. She said, list this. And it's Timm has found probably through Ranker.
Man, you're good.
All 10 Fast and Furious movies ranked, which I'm probably going to disagree with this.
I've never seen one of them, Colby, except for the Calvin and Hobbes one.
I mean, Hobbs and Shaw.
That, yeah. Sorry.
Then of course we have the 825 segment, which basically Timm just told you about. Then I have news and notes, and that's all coming up next on the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim show.
Hello, sports fans. Fanstream Sports.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about Turf Life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life, man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business, or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal, or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to Turflife.club.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today, snag that window decal, or snag any other special Turf Life accessories, and go over there to that website, which is Turflife.club.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Hello, golf friends. It's IndyCarTim from the Rough. I want to take just a minute here and tell you about our new friends over at Orca Golf. They make high-quality PGA Tour grade golf bags, and they're the best in the business. They're the real deal. They're the best bags I've ever seen. They even designed a bag for the Golden Bear himself, Jack Nicklaus. Head over to orca-golf.com and pick up a great bag from their catalog, or let them customize one just for you. You can use your own custom colors, your own logo, you name it. You work with actual designers, and nothing goes out without the approval of founder Erica Bennett. She's just brilliant. Visit orca-golf.com. That's orca-golf.com, and use our promo code DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. Do it today. Orca Golf, best choice in game.
Guys, let me tell you about Bay Area Modern Medical Center. Are you experiencing low sex drive, fatigue, hot flashes, moodiness, and you just don't feel like you have the vitality you once had? You're not just getting old, it's likely low testosterone. Studies over the last 20 years show a shocking decline in younger males aged 16 to 39. Older men have seen a sharp decline as well. Do something about it. Go see my friend Christopher Lugo at Bay Area Modern Medicine. Testosterone replacement is not a frivolous treatment. It takes a professional, targeted approach that focuses on total body wellness, vitality, and emotional stability. Not a one-size-fits-all approach like many clinics use. They will monitor your blood work and adjust your treatment as needed for optimal results. Call 844-977-3477 or go to BAMMC.com.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7, day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you. Now, more FanStream Sports.
I got you. How's that?
That's better.
Welcome back to the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim show right here on FanStream Sports on this Monday. Getting into the power hour, Colby.
That's right.
Whatever that means. We still haven't figured it out, but we like the way it sounds.
It was just basically that was the hour that Arnie would give up and just basically throw it to me and Jeff to try and take care of.
Because y'all were the power hour.
I guess.
It is time for list this. And I thought I would bring something to you that I am completely unfamiliar with, as most of these things are. But I know that you are familiar.
I am.
Because didn't they just have a new one?
They have. I haven't seen the new one yet. With the as they added Jason Momoa to the family.
He's a bad guy, right?
He's a bad guy. This, of course, most of the guys that are in it start out as the bad guy and then end up finding their way
Oh,
for
really?
being a good guy. That's kind of what happened with The Rock. It didn't happen with Charlize Theron.
I don't even know she was in those.
Oh yeah. And then you find out later, that John Cena he's actually, kind of turns and has a reason to be a good guy for a little bit, even though for the most part in the movie that he's in or movies that he's in, he's a bad guy. So.
No, and I'm unfamiliar with all of these. I've never seen one of them. I've never had a desire to see any one of them.
I've heard a lot, as we're talking about the Fast and Furious movies, and I've heard a lot of people actually say that exact thing, that they don't, why do people watch them? What's the big deal? It's a waste of your time. Da 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 da. It's not.
I mean, if you're entertained by it, it's not a waste of time. That's a little much.
And the reason people are kind of upset at it when they haven't seen them is that they don't understand them, and they think they're really hokey. The people that watch them understand that some parts are really hokey,
right?
But it is still it's once you just watch it and just take anything that's like, well, that can never happen in real life, and just move that to the side and just watch it happen. They've went to space in cars.
Have they really?
They've,
oh God,
jumped mountains in cars. They've done everything in cars, and it's stuff that you're like, they've landed cars inside planes.
Right, I've seen that,
and it's dumb, but it's so fun to watch.
That's insane. But yeah, I've never had a desire, and I get it. I like a lot of dumb movies too. I'm not going to knock somebody for watching a movie or being into a series like this, a franchise. I've never had any interest. I was never a Vin Diesel fan. I was never a Paul Walker fan, except for when he was on Saved by the Bell. Just like nobody in the movies ever appealed to me at all until much later, like when The Rock started getting involved.
Right.
And then by then I'm like, it's too far into it. I'll never get caught up, and I don't care.
And you know what, Tim? Here's the other thing to it. They'll catch you up.
Mm-hmm.
You never, I would recommend going and watching the first one.
Yeah.
The first one is a really good movie. Like action wise, everything wise, it's got moments of your basic 80s movie. It's got this, it feels a little bit like Rad.
Yeah.
As far as you're getting this, you're going to learn this, you're
right.
going to know how to do this type of situation. But it's also got its crime elements and stuff to it as well. And then it's action and it's speed and everything. It's a really good movie. And then it just kind of goes from there. Yeah. And it just gets more crazy and more crazy and more crazy. And just find you one, watch it.
I loved Hobbs and Shaw. I was thoroughly entertained by Hobbs and Shaw, and it was pretty ridiculous.
That if you were, then you would like every other one of them.
But I love The Rock, and I love Jason Statham, and I love Idris Elba.
Right.
And Helen Mirren. Like they were all in I love all of them. So and you know what? When I saw it the first time, I had no idea it was even related to the franchise. And somebody's like, "Did you see that new Fast and Furious movie?" I'm like, I don't watch those. But I did go see Hobbs and Shaw, and he's like, "That's what I'm talking about." I'm like, "Come on, it's not." And he's like, "Yeah, it is." I had to go look it up.
It is.
I don't believe him, but it's an offshoot though, right? Obviously it's not the same because it's not about the other guys.
But all the action sequences, everything that's involved, the template, the pace of the story, all of that's the same.
Okay.
And that's the good thing, or actually one of the good things about Fast and Furious. You're like, I'm not a Vin Diesel fan. Well, guess what? He's not the only guy in there.
I liked him in The Pacifier.
My favorite will always be him as Riddick.
I never saw any of those.
Or
Triple X.
And Triple X was really good.
Never saw it.
The one with Ice Cube's not as good, but the two with Vin Diesel are, of course the first one. That I love that one.
Number 10 on our list, Colby, of the 10 Fast and Furious movies ranked worst to first is Hobbs and Shaw. Is the last.
is number 10.
Number 10. This is via ranker. You were right.
Okay.
You know my process well.
I disagree because the worst Fast and Furious movie is the one that has absolutely, well, it has a couple of people, but for the main character is all of a sudden different. It's like they couldn't come to agreement with Paul Walker, so they just went and got somebody else. And it's Tokyo Drift. It is by far my choice
I don't think that one's on the list.
for worst Fast and Furious movie. You know,
Oh, it is. It is on the list. Yeah, it is. It's gonna be way too low for you. Number 9. By the way, Hobbs and Shaw guys came out in 2019. That sounds about right. Number 9 from 2017, The Fate of the Furious.
they're all going to run together for me when you get into the later ones, because it's like you have to tell me what they did.
Yeah, this is Vin Diesel, Dwayne Johnson. This is one with Charlize Theron, Mishra, Jason Statham. All the picture is The Rock wearing a prison suit with the sleeves cut off. Don't give a nit and tell me what it's about.
Well, it's not the first one with The Rock in it, obviously, because he's been put in jail. So
Okay. How about number 8? You just said you haven't seen it yet. It's the newest one with Ludacris, Tyrese Gibson, and Jason Aquaman Momoa. Should be his nickname, by the way.
it's not. Well, he's going to change characters. So
Fast X
I haven't seen it.
or 10. Is it? That's probably 10.
I've heard people, besmirching it, but that happens with every single Fast and Furious movie, and we still all go watch them.
Yeah.
So
Michelle Rodriguez is pretty hot. She was in Dungeons and Dragons.
she is always hot.
I've never seen her before Dungeons and Dragons. I had to go back and look and see what she was in, and they said she was in all of these, but I never watched them.
And she is one of those chicks in movies that, like, there's a group of guys that are like, yeah. And there will always be a few guys that are just like, look at you like you've grown a third head and your second one was already talking. That was already kind of weird.
Yeah.
And then your third one sprouted and you're like, okay, yeah, I'm done with whatever's going on over there. And the main reason for me on it was she's cute, but you feel like she could whip your ass.
Right. Oh, she's a badass for sure.
So because of that, it makes her even hotter for me.
Sure. Yeah.
So
who is Dom?
that's Vin Diesel.
Dom Toretto?
Yes.
All right, because I gave you a little narration here of whatever Fast 10 is about. Number 7, Colby, from 2009, Fast and Furious. I guess it was the 4th film in the series.
Right.
But I don't know what it was about.
Oh, that's a Fast and Furious movie.
Well, but I mean the specifics, like, you said they all run in together for you.
They pretty much do. You got to tell me, is this the one where they landed on the plane? Is this, did they go to space? You have to tell me what they did in the movies, and also like who the extra person is. Like, is this where the Rock's coming in? This of course is not where the Rock is coming in at. This will be your start back over and to more of what they are now than what they were like the first Fast and Furious movie.
So this one, as we get there, somehow, some way, direct sequel to the Fast and the Furious and Too Fast, Too Furious. Stars Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, Michelle Rodriguez, Jordana Brewster. In the film, Dominic Toretto and FBI agent Brian O'Connor are forced to work together to avenge the murder of Toretto's lover, Letty Ortiz, and apprehend drug lord Arturo Braga.
This is when Michelle Rodriguez was like, I don't know if I want to be a part of this anymore.
They killed her off?
They killed her off, and then they found her later. And she was like, I'm coming back, guys. They had to work out a storyline where the person that they were for sure was dead wasn't. They've done that a few times.
How did they bring that? How did they bring her back? They couldn't bring Paul Walker back.
Well.
How did they bring her back?
Fast and the Furious is almost comic book like, except for, of course, Paul Walker. If you did die in one of the films, then you could come back.
All right. Number 6, the second film in the series from 2003, Too Fast, Too Furious.
This is if I were to rank them, this is going to be right after it's Tokyo Drift, and then it's Too Fast, Too Furious.
Oh, this one's bad.
Because there's no Vin Diesel in this movie.
He just didn't want to do it.
He was kind of out. He wasn't in Tokyo Drift. He wasn't in. I mean, they didn't bring him back till the third installment. No, wait, the fourth installment, which was the Fast and Furious, which you talked about. So those two in between, it was almost like Iron Man. Like if they didn't decide to come back with everybody, then that this film series was going to die.
Huh. I do like Tyrese Gibson though. He's pretty good.
Yes.
Next on our list of all the Fast and Furious movies ranked from worst to first, number 6, that was Too Fast, Too Furious. Number 5, Colby, The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift.
God, it's awful. It's bad.
I don't get drifting anyway. Like, I don't understand why that's a thing.
Well, it was a major thing, especially when this kind of was kicking over, right?
Right. Yeah, for sure. Popularity wise.
And so it was all about this kid knew how to race. He was a really good street racer, but what he didn't know is this art form called drifting. And so everybody, I mean, he was just breaking all the cars. And the actor that he played it with a real supreme Southern accent, and it just didn't match the vibe of being in Tokyo, which was fish out of water situation. But they could have not put Fast and Furious on it and just called it Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, called it a different movie. Yeah.
I think I'd have been better for it.
So who played the guy then, the new guy in this one? Because I see that one of the kids from Home Improvement was in it.
It was Sean Boswell. He was Lucas Black.
Okay.
So
crazy. Number 4 on the list. It is the 6th film in the series from 2013, starring Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, Dwayne Johnson, Michelle Rodriguez, and Jordana Brewster. They seem to be the regular players. Right. It's just called Fast and Furious 6.
Well, of course, you had your Fast 5, your Fast 6. I mean, these are all when they're just spitting them out and everybody's cool with it. And just to have more action scenes. Like Ronda Rousey made her way into Fast and Furious for a little bit and actually fought Michelle Rodriguez.
Really?
Yeah. And they were both in really, if you were to gowns, they were really dressed up, and then having this fight, it was, and stuff got ripped. It was cool.
So was this Paul Walker's last movie? Because he died that year that came out.
Yes.
2013, I think. Number 3, Colby, on our list of the Fast and Furious movies ranked from worst to first. The third, I guess, best movie, we'll put it that way. Furious 7 from 2015. Remember that one?
I actually do remember this one. This was one of those things that if you're looking for, now all of these are kind of like this, but if you're looking for something that's just, this is the start of the super wild and super overboard. This is where you get it at, is these. When you take this is one of the James Wan directed ones. And
he's a horror film guy anyway, right?
Yeah. And you get him in there with the type of camera work that he does. And this really starts that feeling of it. And I am totally down with this. By the way, this is one of the Ronda Rousey ones.
Okay.
So,
I might watch it for her.
And I believe this also has Jason Statham in it as well. So,
he's not listed.
Is he not?
Mm-mm. Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, Dwayne Johnson, Michelle Rodriguez, Tyrese Gibson, Ludacris, Brewster, Hounsou, Tony Jaa, Ronda Rousey, Kurt Russell.
Tony Jaa. So this is the one that has the action sequence where he's using all of his martial arts skills to kill Paul Walker. Is that it?
Maybe he died while they were filming this one in
And
the middle of it.
yeah. And for Tony Jaa fans out there to actually see what happens to him, and you're like, oh man. But he wasn't going to end Paul Walker. So
Yeah. Something else did though.
yeah, I was waiting on your joke for it. I knew there you go.
Internets.
I mean, I didn't do it. Number 2, Colby, the second best movie from the franchise, from 2011, Fast Five.
Watching that's when I was like, this is never going to die. They can just spit this out as many times as they want to. This is never going to die, because all they got to do is get these people together, roll it, and go. No matter.
Doesn't matter what it's about, huh?
No, just roll it and go. I'm in. And that's pretty much everybody else in. Again, fast cars, beautiful women. By the way, the first time I saw Gal Gadot was in a Fast and Furious movie.
Really?
Yeah.
So I'm confused. I thought they were like FBI agents or something. Like they're good guys, right?
Because
in this one, it describes them as the planning a heist to steal $100 million.
Right.
So they're not cops anymore, or they weren't, or what?
No, the only cop that you had out of the crew, well, 2 of them, because one of them was The Rock's character and one of them is Paul Walker's character.
Mm-hmm.
But they're kind of the other side of the law, working for themselves, for the family type situation.
Okay.
So in the original Fast and Furious, Paul Walker's trying to get into this racing gang that also are stealing and doing all this other stuff. So he has to learn how to race real well, blah, 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 and break up the gang. That's the original synopsis. And then it kind of gets into they save the world situations, but also get a whole lot of cash while they're doing it.
So this says, according to Wikipedia, which is never wrong, that Universal Pictures deliberately departed from the street racing theme that was prevalent in previous films in the series to make it into just a heist action series involving cars.
Right.
Hoping to attract a wider audience that might otherwise be put off by a heavy emphasis on car racing and car culture. It's considered the transitional film in the series. So that the new ones, they're not about racing and stuff anymore?
No, they're more about how can we pull off this major whatever. They're kind of A-team-ish.
Gotcha.
The situation, this thing, whether they have to do it for a good reason, like they're trying to save somebody, a member of the crew, or, save themselves or whatever. They might get blackmailed into doing this heist, or it might be just they're doing this heist. Whatever the storyline or plot is, they're going to pull off something impossible, and they're going to do it in the most impossible way that you can pull off this impossible thing that's going to happen. That's there you go. That's a synopsis of nearly every Fast and the Furious film, and I'm here for it.
You love it, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Number 1. So the best, according to Ranker and the people that vote for it, is the first one, The Fast and the Furious.
It's a classic movie. I know saying Fast and the Furious and classic movie is like oil and water. That shouldn't mix. The first one is a generational type movie that yes, is it going to win, like an Oscar? No. But it ranks up there with me as far as like movies that kind of shaped my movie watching.
Yeah.
Whether it's like Boondock Saints or the first Batman, Fast and the Furious rank up there with me as well. Die Hard.
Right.
Tombstone, Fast and the Furious.
Wow.
So there you go. There's my respect for that first movie, because I thought it was really well done. It had heart. It had everything. It had the action. It had bikini model. Everything that I wanted to see on the screen besides boobs, it had it. I mean, they had boobs, but they were covered. So boobs. Here's my penis. Thankfully, that wasn't there. So
wasn't present in the movie theater.
No, I mean it was with me.
Oh, okay.
I was talking
you had
about
it with
my
you.
own.
Okay,
but it wasn't out on display.
Boobs.
Every time I see a preview for a new Fast and Furious movie, all that goes through my head. That's all I hear.
You know what? You should have to sit down. You should have to sit down and watch at least watch the first one. And then if you don't get it after the first one, which I don't know if you will or not, then fine.
All right.
But for me
I'll
to
commit to the first one.
For me to rank it where I have it at on my list everyone should know how much I think of the Die Hard series, and especially the first one. For it to kind of be on that same list of like that and Predator, the Predator movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, all of those that kind of feed into what basically shaped Colby at the end of my shaping of movie watching, Evil Dead, there is Fast and the Furious. So,
well, here's why they freaking keep making them. The first one, the budget was $38 million. It made $208 million.
Right, because there was that movie that everybody went to everybody else and and said, "Hey, have you seen it? Have you seen the Fast and the Furious?" Wait, no, I've got this was I have it on DVD right here. You need to watch it now.
And I don't remember any talk about him at all.
You just weren't in the right group, man.
I mean, probably not. I mean, I'm a racing fan, but I mean, each one of these movies clearly doesn't have a $38 million budget. They go up with every one, which makes it harder and harder for these movies to make money.
But they do.
God, it's so insane to me.
They do. That's the reason why they keep making them, because they keep making money. The main expense isn't the CGI on this. The main expense is bringing back all these people for another film.
Yeah.
And they keep being able to do so. Because I can tell you this, they're not spending a whole lot of money on writers.
All right.
They're not. It's like pull a plot out of the hat.
I feel like all of their budget is on special effects.
It's that and
the cast.
And the cast.
Yeah.
That's it.
Maybe we should be in one of these movies.
Oh, you don't understand how much I would love that. You just don't.
Like, to me, it would just be like no big deal. It's like somebody that's never heard of Star Wars going to be in a Star Wars movie.
I would flip out. I couldn't wait for whatever my scene was.
I mean, I kind of look like Paul Walker. I feel like I could take his role.
You don't.
I used to.
That's not there.
I'll wear blue contacts. That'll help.
Little Fast and the Furious note for you as this has happened, and it's so in their contracts, both Dwayne Johnson and Vin Diesel, they have that their character can't lose a fight.
Mm-hmm.
And both of them have fought in the movies against each other. And so to see how they end it in a tie is kind of epic, because they literally have in their contract that their characters can't lose a fight.
So they have to be in a tie.
Mm-hmm.
Colby, did you know that there was an original Fast and Furious film from 1954 that this series is named after?
I did not.
I didn't either until I just saw it on Wikipedia. It was a crime drama B movie.
I love B movies.
I do too. They're usually better, right?
I mean, they're not usually better. It's just, I mean, you know you're getting into a bad situation, and when you get pleasantly surprised by this B movie, you're like, okay, cool, I like this.
Charged with a murder he did not commit, truck driver Frank Webster has broken out of jail while on the run toward the Mexico-United States border, and the subject of radio news reports. He is cornered in a small Southern California coffee shop by a citizen who is suspicious of him. Frank manages to escape that, and as he gets away, kidnaps a young woman named Connie in a sports car. He drives off in her Jaguar. It's a Jaguar. She soon proves a difficult hostage trying to escape, blah, 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 blah. Just tons of car chases, apparently, is what this was about.
It's what was that movie that was The Chase or something along that lines? It was like Charlie Sheen, and the whole movie was just a chase.
That was a great movie, dude.
By the way, Virgil Kane tells us he's from Manchester, England, and says that Debbie Does Dallas was great, but had a sad ending.
Why was it sad? I remember the ending. Wait, maybe you watched an alternate ending.
Maybe he did. You think there was an alternate ending to Debbie Does Dallas? She ended up moving to Houston. It was sad.
Because you can't do Debbie in Houston.
That's right.
The
whole place.
I think he's right. It was pretty good.
right.
I have to go revisit that. How come they didn't do more of those, like sequels? Debbie 7.
Yeah.
7 on 1. That would have been a little bit ahead of its time, maybe.
Yeah.
Um,
Debbie's tired.
so they had to recast her.
Right.
Like every other movie is a different whore.
Damn.
I mean, you know.
Actress, sir.
Well, she's in that movie. They really called actresses. Actress-I. Colby, let's talk a little Indy 500 because Sunday was a religious holiday for me, as the last Sunday in every May is.
You got really mad at something I saw on the Facebook.
I wasn't mad. I'm just not. I'll get into that a little bit. The guy that I wanted to win didn't win. Or literally, I liked 3 of the top 4 guys that were in the lead as the race was very dramatic at the end. The one guy I don't care for is the guy that ended up winning.
Oh, so you have sports hatred for this guy?
You know, it's not even sports hatred. I think he's a punk. I just think he's a punk.
Now, I know you think that. Is this a consensus or is this just a created Timm hatred?
I mean, he's pretty well liked.
All right.
No, the reason I don't like him is so, for those that don't know, Team Penske is by far the most powerful team in IndyCar. They build their own parts. They're basically a Formula One team racing in IndyCar.
Okay.
Until a few years ago when, it was mandated that everybody has to run the same chassis. Penske still builds race cars for other multiple series. But they're by far the top team, always have been. I think this was their 17th Indy 500 win as a team.
Okay.
Roger Penske, you've probably seen Penske trucks out on the road, the moving trucks. That's one of Roger Penske's companies. He sits on the board of directors for the Cummins Diesel.
Gross. But they're doing what with diesels?
Company, making them rich. And so, of course, his rides, his cars are by far the most coveted rides in sports, in motorsports. So whether it's NASCAR or IndyCar. So he'll usually go pick new talent up out of smaller teams that have proved themselves. That they've got some couple of wins under their belt. They show promise, and just maybe they just need better equipment, right? Better car, more reliable car. Dude, he went and got Joseph Newgarden from nowhere. He'd never done anything. And Penske signed him immediately, again, as nobody. And, of course, he started winning races. So my hatred for him spawns from the fact that he never did anything until he had better equipment than anybody else. So I question his talent. I don't question his motive. Sure, he's a great guy. His wife's really hot, too.
Well, yeah, you expect that.
He's not a bad-looking guy, but, I get it. I just don't think that he's ever done anything to deserve another goal, Colby.
Well,
he's never done anything to deserve the Penske ride, and he's not even really making the most of it because he's not winning all the races like he probably should be.
I'm going to turn this off.
Okay. But Joseph Newgarden, he's a good guy. I don't think he deserves the Penske ride. And really everybody was wondering how come he hadn't won an Indy 500 yet. And well, he finally got that out of the way. And it was a good drive. I'm not taking anything away from him. Just use the remote. And, he won. And he won in dramatic fashion, too, because this race, the last 10 laps probably took 45 minutes to run, as you had 3 red flags because they don't want a race to finish under yellow, right? Okay. And this one probably should have, and had it, he wouldn't have won. So you had Marcus Ericsson, the guy that won last year. By the way, the winner already gets like $1.5 million. Marcus Ericsson, because he was the winner last year, had he repeated, it's an extra $500,000 as a repeat winner. And he was up there at the front. Santino Ferrucci was up there. Alex Palou was up there. And all these guys were in a different class than literally everybody else. Like, they by far had the fastest cars. And this race was somewhat boring the first, 150 laps. You had like 2 cautions, and everybody was just sort of being trying to be consistent and being patient. Then you started having people make mistakes, getting more aggressive. But I mean, to his credit, after 3 red flag restarts, he passed Ericsson on the back straight on the last lap, and Ericsson had nothing for him. Because here's the deal. You never want to be leading the second to the last lap, because they always get passed because of the slipstream, right?
Right.
and there's nothing you can do about it. That's why, they with the third crash, they literally should have gone. They should have just halted it under yellow flag, right? Yellow checkered, and Ericsson would have won. And usually they'll do that because there's only 1 lap left. Because usually you want a pace lap with the pace car, then they'll call them green. So you really need 3 laps to do a pace lap to finish the race. For whatever reason, CART didn't do that. They gave him the red flag with 1 lap to go, which means they sent the cars back out on the track with no pace car, and they went around, and then boom, there's your green flag. And, I didn't want him to win. That's why I tweeted that. I literally tweeted, I hate Joseph Newgarden. I hate that he won the race.
I saw that come out, and from your description, for those that aren't into IndyCar, it sounds like Timm's hatred for Team Penske and what have you is because it almost feels like those people that you run up against in video games that have sunk a whole lot of money into this free play video game, and that's the reason why their stuff is they pay to win.
Yeah, and see, I don't mind Team Penske. Like,
okay,
they're okay.
Maybe I just fell asleep for a second during your talk.
No, I don't mind Team Penske at all. I love Roger Penske. He's one of my racing heroes, for what he's done for the sport. And by the way, he now owns the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and he owns the IndyCar Series.
Huh.
So he's literally gone from racing in the early 70s to owning teams, and now he just owns all of
it. It's mine.
Yeah, he said, here, I'm taking my ball going home. No, but, Helio Castroneves drove for Team Penske for years and years, won 3 Indy 500s under Penske. Probably heard the name Rick Mears, Al Unser Sr., all of these guys have won Will Power. All these guys have won Indy 500s under Roger Penske. Like I said, I think it was the 17th win for a driver. And I got nothing against them. I do have some video to show you.
Okay.
Because,
by the way, Virgil's really hung up on this Debbie Does Dallas thing. Says Linda Lovelace was talented.
Dude, yeah, she was.
And as a Brit, his choice would be Lexi Bell. So I guess we're
I like Lexi Bell too.
Do
we need to do a segment on porn stars for Virgil?
You know what? At some point, maybe we should.
We'll do that next week or Wednesday. Not going to have stars to talk about.
Damn.
Obviously. So so back in 2002, when Helio Castroneves won, he did something nobody's ever done before. He parked his car on the start finish line, by the way, which is a yard of bricks. Because when the track started out, it was oil and dirt. They finally said, this sucks. We can't race. Even though the cars are only going 70 miles an hour in 1909, they were like, yeah, we got to have something better. So it took 3 million bricks, and they paved it with bricks.
I just can't imagine trying to go 70 whatever on bricks.
And that's where it got its name, the Brickyard. That's
right.
The name of the track is the Brickyard. Well, that literally went to like the 50s when they finally paved it. So, but they left a yard, 3 feet of bricks at the start finish line of the original brick. So that's where that comes from. So Helio Castroneves parked his car, got out, and climbed the fence. So he had the nickname Spider-Man, and he did that. He's now won 4 times. He did that in every win. Well, apparently Joseph Newgarden wanted to one up Helio Castroneves.
Oh dear.
And he pulled, let me get this off the screen here. He pulled this.
It really, really mattered after all those restarts. This guy right here grabbed the brass ring and took it home. Oh, not going up the fence. He's going through the fence. Joseph Newgarden into the crowd.
Goes into the crowd.
All right, then.
Like he didn't know anybody up there. He's just going.
You know what?
That's pretty cool.
Every one of those people that were already IndyCar fans, obviously,
Oh, yeah.
they're never not going to be now.
Look, they're all taking pictures with their phones.
Yes, it's selfie time.
So, and what's significant about this is he was telling the story after the race when they finally got him back to winner's circle for the celebration, because they tried to get all that stuff on TV. Dude, they almost couldn't get him back over there. They had IndyCar officials like trying to grab him. We need you when you could hear him on camera. We need you at winner's circle. We need you at winner's circle. Then they had to go get his car, take it all the way back.
Right.
But he said, I used to come here as a kid with my dad, and we would sit right there, and those were the seats that he went to. Okay, he's like, I just wanted to be a part of it with the people, because I don't sit there anymore. Obviously, I'm in the race. I wanted to experience being up there again one more time. It was really cool. But I don't like him.
You know what? I now don't like you for not liking him after that story.
Okay. You already didn't like me anyway.
That's just true. I don't know how we end up doing a whole show together.
I know. How does that work? One of the highest rated shows in our time slot too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
on our network.
Prove that it's not. Prove that it's not. Colby.
These are all facts.
They are 100%. Paige Spiranac. Everybody's familiar with Paige Spiranac, right?
I mean, yes.
I don't need to put her pictures up on the screen, probably.
I mean, but you can if you have
You
them. You don't have them?
Oh, I always have pictures of Paige.
All right.
Got a bunch on my phone. I'll put some PG. Oh, no, I want to put in that one right there.
All right. You were going to go PG?
I was, but then I saw this one.
And
I just can't resist.
All right, then.
See if there's another. Oh, got to grab this one, too. As I'm screenshotting my pictures for my story.
Okay.
On the fly.
All right.
So everybody knows what she's famous for? Or do we not?
It's sports, ESPN, yes?
Well, no, she's a professional golfer.
Okay, then no. Obviously, I do now, because now I remember everything. Sorry, I was doing sportscaster at Paige Steele, I think.
Okay, yeah. No. This is Paige Spiranac, the professional golfer. Who's a 20 out of 10 by every scale. Here we go.
Okay. Yes.
So she tried to become a professional golfer. Well, she's worked hard for her body, even back in the younger days when she was coming out of college, right? Or when she was playing in college. San Jose State, I think, maybe. But she's clearly beautiful. Well, beautiful women, and for those of you that don't know, get a lot of followers on social media.
Yes.
Still haven't figured out why, because I don't have that many.
Because you're not a beautiful woman.
But I'm beautiful.
You're not even in that category.
Some people think. Not many. So, she started getting all these followers and started sort of making money on social media. Started having sponsors come to her. Hey, put this on your page, however all that works. And very quickly realized she was going to be much more successful doing, I guess what they call influencer stuff, than playing golf. But she tried to have a career in professional golf when she got it. By the way, she didn't graduate college because she got sidetracked with her influencer stuff and started making money. So she's no longer an amateur. She can't play any more NCAA events. Oof. Right. So this was before NIL and all that. So she tries to play some professional golf, and she's not bad, but she's not great. And to play, LPGA level, you got to be great. Like, those girls are awesome at what they do. But the whole time she was doing it, of course, she's dressing cute, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean, see-through crap. She's, abiding by the bylaws of what they have to wear. But, short skirts or whatever. And they all do that now. Everybody on the LPGA tour, whether you're attractive or not, and most of them are, wears short skirts, short shorts, tight tops. That's just what they wear, okay? That's what it is. Well, she started that. And at the time, she got lambasted by most other tour players. How can you be out? Well, you going to question the word lambasted?
Isn't it lambasted?
No, it's lambasted.
Basted?
We have had this conversation before.
Okay. Can you put us back on the screen so I'm not staring at her?
I was kind of staring. You want that one instead?
No, us. Put us back on the screen. There we go.
There we go.
It's lambasted.
I've never heard lambasted before.
That's what you do with the
I mean, I've eaten lamb that was basted. Mm-hmm. But yeah, lambasted is the word I've always used, and I've always heard it that way. But that doesn't mean it's right. That's just the way I was raised. So
you bastard.
So when she was
here's my penis.
Based that.
Probably.
When she was trying to play and dressing cute and getting all the attention, a lot of players literally attacked her. Like, what are you doing? You're a disgrace to the game because of the way you dress, blah, 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 blah. And now literally all of these golfers that were doing that are doing the same thing now. And she's calling them out.
Ooh, get them.
She's calling them out. And she's name calling too, like on her social media pages.
You know what? If you're right, get them. Get them.
Yeah. And I've had friends, female friends that have undergone hard work transformation of their bodies. Right. And I don't mean with surgery. I'm talking working out, diet. You're familiar with the complete body transformation and how hard it is to get there.
It is difficult to get there.
And I've had female friends, married friends, friends with her husband who literally transform their body and they feel cute and they want to wear clothes that make them look cute. A girl going from 180 pounds to 112 pounds suddenly has a figure and she wants to walk to the school in shorts and a t-shirt to pick her kids up or whatever, then literally gets lambasted on the neighborhood Facebook page for dressing cute now that she has a cute body. So I've kind of witnessed this type of thing firsthand. And dude, it's just jealousy. Chicks are jealous. And I'll tell you what, girls are mean. Girls can be mean, Colby.
Yes, they can.
So yeah, she's calling these people out, and it's funny because I said a long time ago, if this happened, I wasn't going to do it. Trying to take the high road, but it is getting to the point now where she is getting called so many names. She's just, she gets no respect from a certain type of person that's out there. And she's like, you know what? I'm done. I am who I am. I'm sorry that I'm gorgeous. Not really. I mean, I'm not sorry. By the way, mark that.
Okay.
But she's got a couple of podcasts that are hugely popular. One's a golf podcast, of course. Literally everything she does touches to gold. Touches to gold, turns to gold. Sorry, I was looking at a picture of her.
She's gold, everybody.
She is gold, man. So, good for her for being able to pull off what she's doing. Still can't play golf very well.
Don't have to.
But she doesn't have to because she's got all these other assets.
You know what? It's the thing of, and I've said this before, however you make it in this world, where you make it at,
yep.
Then talent, no talent, whatever it is, as long as you make it, then I have no qualms with you. I don't.
She found her niche,
I mean, whatever it is, I still don't know what Pete Davidson does, but
makes Taco Bell commercials right now.
But he made a lot of money doing it, so you know what? Good on you, man. So I'm all right with it.
I mean, I guess I got no problem although I have a problem with him. I just don't like him. Again, because I don't know. So you have a different viewpoint of this. I don't know what he does. I don't know why he's famous. And that makes me angry when someone's famous for no reason.
You know what? I understand that makes you angry. That just gives me hope.
There's still time.
That you can, in this world, you don't have to have a whole lot of talent, but if you catch the wave and you ride it just right, you can make it. It doesn't, you can be an unfunny comedian, but next thing you know, you're in a movie with, other people that are not talented and it does well and you make money.
Yeah.
So
right there with you. I think he just pisses me off because I don't think he's funny either. Like, I don't watch SNL anymore, but I've seen skits he was in back in the day. I don't know. I don't get it, I guess.
If they were to make another Scooby-Doo movie and he's not Shaggy, I don't know what.
They're going to.
I don't know what this world is, because that's your perfect Shaggy. That's your new Shaggy right there, Pete. Just have him with a CGI dog, or just have a real dog. Have a real dog and just CGI the mouth.
Why can't they just teach a dog to talk and have a real dog do it?
They're just going to Mr. Ed it with some peanut butter?
Teach him his lines.
All right, then.
Wow. If you had Mr. Ed on your Colby Sapp IndyCarTim bingo card, you win.
You win. And if you know what Mr. Ed is, then
then you win.
You win even more. we still don't know what you win, but you do.
You win getting to listen to us for free even further into the show.
Congratulations. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, me. Thank you for making us sound good. News and Notes is where I search the World Wide Web for the weird.
Internets.
And by God, I found it. Let's go to Pennsylvania. You ever heard that, people talk about they saw a spider in their house, and so they just burned their house down?
That would be me.
Then poured acid all over the remainders of the house to make sure they got in case you don't know, that's a joke. Nobody's actually ever done that.
Well, I mean, not that we know of.
Till now.
Oh, no.
So this is Thursday night, and this guy had the, oh, hell no, I'm burning this place down moment. So Joshua Jenkins, he's 42 years old, was arrested Thursday night after he called 911 for a house fire that he reportedly started while trying to burn spiders. Police said that Jenkins was combative when first responders arrived and gave them difficulty trying to locate the fire. I guess he wasn't sure if the spiders were dead or not, so he didn't want them to put it out just yet.
Let it burn.
Let it burn. There still could be spiders. So he told him, no, I was just going after him with the butane torch. It wasn't butane. It was a propane torch.
Oh, no.
Which is larger. He also said, no, I was just trying to kill him on the outside of my house. There was burn marks on the inside. I guess he chased them in there from the outside.
Didn't want to tell anybody that, though.
So the particular fire department, which, by the way, he was arrested for arson because he burned down his own house. I guess that can happen for burning down your own house. But they also recommended on Facebook, this particular fire department, hey, is try the shoe method first.
Just hit it with a shoe.
Just hit the spider with a shoe.
It's not the same.
It's not the same as, of course, burning down your house. Again, man, just don't. Let's go from there to Maryland, where there was a victim in a federal kidnapping case. He was snatched from a casino at the National Harbor in 2021 and robbed. The kidnapping victim is now going to prison for 18 months.
Oh, my gosh.
The reason? Because he texted one of the people that kidnapped him during their court proceedings.
Oh, my God.
This is what he texted. He said, hey, you should be focused on that trial date, my boy. How much money not to testify? Question mark, question mark, question mark. How about 5 racks? Either you cough up some bread or sit in the feds for like 20 years.
Oh, my gosh.
Your choice, my boy. I don't give a F. Heart, handshake, 100. Swear to God, not BSing. So the court found out about it, that he was trying to get $5,000 from the people that kidnapped him, which when I first read this, I was like, well, good for him. He's going to blackmail the people that kidnapped him and robbed him and probably scarred him for life. But you can't let that sit.
No.
You can't. Oh, yeah? You're going to jail? Well, hey, I won't say anything and testify and make you get more time if you throw me some money. So, so he's going to jail for 18 months after being kidnapped and robbed because he tried to get $5,000. So,
holy crap. Is that me or you?
I think that's you because I just turned down my volume.
I have no idea what that is.
Let's go to Georgia, where did you know you could do all the driver's license things online, including take your own picture?
Really?
Yeah.
I should do that here.
So Georgia's Facebook says urges people that when you're taking your digital driver's license photo, please wear clothes. Because apparently they're going through, the people they are going through as they're making the license to send back out to you. Some of the license pictures, they're not getting people with clothes on.
Oh my God.
Just standing there in their birthday suit. Hey, DMV, here's my penis.
You think that's on purpose or some of those are accidental?
Maybe some accidental. Maybe some just, that's the only way they take photographs.
Yeah.
It's naked.
I mean, I get it.
So
I can relate.
They had to put up on Facebook, cheers to technology and keeping things classy. Please wear clothes when taking your digital driver's license photo. I can't wait for the missed one when the person hands it to the cop or just to the person behind the gas station
Right.
where they're trying to buy beer or something. And there's my date. And it's also them just like the head of their penis.
There's my thing.
Here's my thing. Well, I'm sorry, sir. You're going to have to drop your pants in order for me to verify that this is you.
Yeah, we gotta identify you. Sorry.
Sorry.
You took it.
Yeah.
It's your fault.
Chat GPT's out of hand, everybody.
Man, I still don't get it, man. I don't know what to do about it.
So, a filing in a case in Colombia against Advancia Airline. The lawyer that was making this case against the airline cited cases that didn't exist to bring up for prosecution reasons.
Mhm.
The lawyer working for the plaintiff told the court that Chat GPT said that they were real. So the plaintiff said, hey, work this out, lawyer. The lawyer said, got it, and just built the whole case via Chat GPT. And then the court was like, these don't exist. This isn't real. Case dismissed.
Dude. Skynet. Well, it's like the professor that said Chat that all of his students use Chat GPT and he failed all of them.
Right. This is getting worse though, because you hire a lawyer and the lawyer doesn't look it up themselves. They just ask, hey, I need stuff for this case. And Chat GPT just spits stuff out and he's like, he doesn't even research it. He's just got it. Let's go. Let's go to court.
Well, I mean, okay, so what happens if he does that? He's the defending attorney, right?
Yeah.
What if the prosecuting attorney does the same thing and they literally have the same exact case that they're going to be putting against each other? Like, I feel like that would be a failure.
It would be a failure. It would be a supreme failure. But also, you probably should fire that lawyer.
Exactly.
If they put that together for you.
That's just lazy.
So there's that. Let's go to Ohio where
I don't want to.
Well, it's high in the middle and round on both ends.
It is.
Yeah. As Bugs Bunny once told me. It's also
Personally?
Huh?
Personally?
Yes. Yes. So 2 inmates escaped from an Ohio prison. How did they do it? They had a really good costume. They dressed up as a dumpster. And yeah, they just got sent out with the trash and then left. They did catch one of them, but they're still trying to find the other one. And my question, of course, is shouldn't you check dumpsters before you take them away from a prison? And the other question is you just let them hang out near dumpsters and then don't check the dumpster before you drag it away?
I feel like that should be standard procedure.
It should be. But so now I'm next to Halloween, I'm just going to go as a dumpster and see if I can get out of going to some of the parties. Be like, I don't know where you went.
I'm just going to be in here.
Yeah.
Reading.
So let's go from there to Illinois that, they have become the first state to ban book bans. So they banned the banning of books. which is the ultimate ban, right?
It's the ultimate ban.
So the Senate has passed HB 2789, a bill whose terms dictate that state funding for public or school libraries that remove books from circulation will be withheld. So basically, they're withholding the money that goes to withholding and removing books, and they're banning the books from being banned. So
confused.
I just wanted to read that headline because it used the word ban twice. I'm going to ban that from
I'm going to ban y'all from banning things.
That's right. Let's go from there to Chicago, where Chicago issues an alert after 48 armed carjackings across Chicago that seem to be linked together. Basically, going by this headline, you would have just stayed at 47.
You'd be good.
You'd have been all right. But that 48th one really made them mad. So if you're in Chicago and you're thinking about carjacking a few people, stop at 47. Because the 48th one will really raise suspicion. 47's fine. They issued an alert after 48 of them. And it's not like they all happened. I mean, it's like a 2-day span that 48 carjackings happened. And it was like vendors and people on their way to work. So basically, they were just catching people off guard, and they would rob them and jack their car or work truck or whatever.
Right.
But it wasn't until 48 of them happened that they're like, hey, we probably should tell everybody.
Just now.
Be on the lookout for this, guys, if you're in these situations. I mean, 48 of them before they're like, hey, let's raise an alert.
That's how many XYs I'm going to have before I figure it out.
Right. And finally, Ribble, I guess it's a frog high school. Ribble High, graduating seniors, they received their gown just days before their graduation. By the way, their gown said class of 2022. This was this current graduating class instead of class of 2023. So they said that the vendor in charge of personalizing the gowns just forgot the date.
You had one job.
Yeah.
Get the right year. It's not even a day or a month. It's the year.
It's what year it is, dude.
And it's the current year.
You know what? I bet this person, if they still like made checks, they're just still writing 2022 on them, right?
Like they're like, wait, it's 23? What?
What happened? So there you go. And that's news and notes, everybody.
Oh my gosh, Colby, there's just dumb people everywhere.
You're damn right.
I hate it. That's going to do it for us tonight here on FanStream Sports for the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim show this Monday night. We will be back on Wednesday, but we will not be talking Dallas Stars.
Probably not.
Because their season will most likely be over as they're in the second intermission, down 4-0, and it should be 8-0.
Probably.
And so, yeah, no more hockey talk the rest of the season unless they win tonight. But we will be back on Wednesday.
By the way, Paprika, damn right, people are stupid. That's the reason why I get all those good stories.
Do you know who Paprika is?
No.
That would be my 12-year-old.
All right, then.
Watching the show.
Yes.
He always checks on Dad to make sure I'm where I say I am. So he always has to tune in. Make sure Dad's where he's supposed to be. It's my smartest kid that I have. We'll be back on Wednesday, 7 o'clock Central for another Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim show. Rejoin FanStream Sports at 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern tomorrow for the JP Peterson show across all of our channels and on the FanStream Sports app. And enjoy some of that as he is back from vacation. He will no doubt be talking some Major League Baseball and a lot of Bucks stuff. If you like the Bucks, just go listen to him. About all he does, it's good. I'm just kidding, JP. We'll be back on Wednesday. Until then, boys and girls, we'll see you.